The name Marcus Valerius resounded across every corner of the empire, once a name synonymous with nobility and honor, now whispered in tones of vengeance and justice. Born to the great house Valerius, Marcus had been the last scion of a family whose legacy stretched back to the founding of the empire itself. But legacies, as he painfully learned, were fragile things. It began on a seemingly inconspicuous winter's evening. Marcus was a young soldier then, fresh from his first campaign, eager to reunite with his family at the sprawling Valerian estate. But what he returned to was ruin. His family, his father, his mother, his siblings, all slain. Assassins had descended like shadows in the night, leaving nothing but blood, fire, and whispers of betrayal behind. The once gilded halls that had echoed with laughter and ambition were reduced to silence and smoldering ash. The empire offered platitudes, a brief investigation, a hollow promise of justice, but the perpetrator remained unnamed. The questions hung heavier than the winter air. Who had struck down House Valerius? Was it ambition, fear, treachery? The answers, it seemed, no one wanted to uncover. But Marcus did. From that day forward, Marcus Valerius shed the comforts of nobility and chose instead the austere path of a soldier turned seeker. His life was no longer about building alliances through marriage or continuing the bloodline. His purpose was singular and unshakable: avenge his family, seek the truth, and restore honor to his name and the empire. The first years of his quest were lonely ones. Ridiculed by those who saw him as a remnant of a bygone era, Marcus found few allies. Yet his courage grew in solitude. He wandered from city to city, following trails laden with lies, betrayal, and shadowy figures. Along the way, he sharpened not just his blade, but his mind. He became a master tactician, learning not just how to fight, but how to outthink his enemies, to unravel their schemes before they could strike. His transformation was complete. Marcus Valerius, once ridiculed and alone, was now a force to be reckoned with, ready to face the shadows that threatened the empire. One such enemy was General Cornelius Vespasian, a man admired in public but feared in private, a figure at the heart of the empire's corruption. It was his name Marcus encountered time and again in whispered conversations and intercepted letters. Rumors tied Vespasian to not just the destruction of House Valerius, but to a broader conspiracy to dismantle the empire's moral foundation from within. Confronting such a figure required not just martial excellence, but resilience and discretion. Clad in plain armor, his family's crest stripped from his shield, Marcus infiltrated Vespasian's inner circle. It took years of calculated patience, earning trust, playing the part of an obedient mercenary, all while secretly piecing together the threads of the general's treachery. Marcus discovered embezzled fortunes, bribed senators, and a network of assassins operating out of the empire's heart. The final confrontation came on the field of Severinicus, a once quiet valley now marred by war. Vespasian, backed by legions of loyal but corrupt soldiers, sought to overthrow the emperor in a bid for absolute power. Marcus, his every step guided by justice and the memory of his family, had spent months rallying those disillusioned by Vespasian's schemes. He had found allies in places both high and low: a disgraced senator seeking redemption, a group of peasants hardened by years of unjust taxes, and a cohort of rogue soldiers weary of fighting for a hollow cause. The battle was fierce, a blood-soaked clash of ideals and blades. Vespasian's forces had numbers, but Marcus had resolve. He fought with a fury that seemed inhuman, his every strike fueled by the thought of his slain family. Vespasian himself was a towering figure on the battlefield, his crimson cape flowing as he barked orders across the chaos. But when Marcus finally cut his way through the chaos to face him, it was as though time stood still. "You," Vespasian spat, his voice dripping with disdain, "the boy who refuses to kneel. What do you hope to achieve, Valerius? Your name is dust." "My name," Marcus replied coldly, "is justice, for my family, for the empire." Their blades met in a clash that echoed across the battlefield. Marcus fought not just with skill, but with the weight of his cause. Vespasian, for all his power and ambition, lacked the same fire. In the end, it was that fire, a fire forged in loss and tempered by resilience, that proved victorious. Vespasian fell, his betrayal laid bare for all to see. As the sun set over Severinicus, the empire felt the winds of change. Marcus Valerius refused titles or rewards, choosing instead to fade into the background once more. His work, after all, was far from done. The corruption that had tainted the empire would not dissolve overnight, and Marcus would not rest until it was purged. He stood atop a hill overlooking the battlefield, his gaze distant yet resolute. To some, Marcus Valerius was a hero, to others, a fool clinging to idealism in a broken world. But to himself, he was simply a man on a mission that would end only when honor was restored. For Marcus, there would be no family, no quiet life in the countryside. His path was one of sacrifice and service, but in his heart, he knew it was a path worth walking. The ghosts of the past might never leave him, but neither would his determination, and in that, he found purpose. In the annals of history, the tale of Marcus Valerius would be told not as a love story, but as a testament to courage, resilience, and the unyielding pursuit of justice. The empire would remember his name, not as dust, but as a legacy reborn.